Hey guys, how's it going? It's Breakout Bag Lunch, and today is February 23rd, 2026. Today's video is going to be a bit different, and that's because we have a no trade day. I'm going to talk about the trade that I was going to take, so you understand why I didn't take any trades, and also why it's important to stick to your trading plan, even if it always doesn't work out. I'll also discuss a setup that I could have taken on NQ that would have fit my criteria, but one that I wasn't looking at closely at the time. As always, going to start with a high level overview of the market. If you go to the 1 hour chart, you will see that we had a beautiful move up on Friday from the tariff news, but we did put in this high here around 6,930, 6,925. This area has also been tested before, as you can see here on the 18th. So I have this area marked, and we also put in this low here. This area of support is one that I've discussed several times in videos from last week. We also hit this area on Friday, and we bounced back strongly from it. So I have this area marked here as well. Pretty much we've just been trading in range. There's no very strong trend in the market right now. It's up and down and up and down. So basically I was looking for either a break above this area of resistance, or a move lower to this zone here, this area that has been acting as support. Now if we go to a lower time frame, you'll see that in the pre-market we did have a strong downtrend well below VWAP at many points, but then we had this very strong move up and then a bullish bounce from VWAP and really strong continuation into the very beginning of the New York session. But you'll notice that this strong trend is going right up into this area that has been selling off recently. So for a long, again, I was looking really for a break of this zone and then a pullback to buy and go long and ride momentum further up. Because of that, I did not take the trade here. I was waiting for a pullback maybe into VWAP, and then if we had like a bounce of VWAP and a continuation, I would have looked to go long. It looked like we were getting that at first. And we had this strong bounce from VWAP here, as you can see at 9:50 a.m. with this very strong green candle, but then the momentum didn't continue and we had a further move below VWAP. Now, the 1 minute chart can be a little noisy, so even if the price is below VWAP for a couple of minutes, or even if there are some candles that are below VWAP for a few minutes, that doesn't necessarily mean this is the beginning of a bearish trend. In this case, this was the beginning of a very strong bearish trend, but that's not always the case. I was kind of expecting us to get a bounce from this area, the 6,890.75, the bounce from this candle low, and then maybe a continuation up back into this zone. But no, we just had a continuation of a move lower. Because I was waiting for more confirmation, I did not enter a trade here. But once we had this strong candle here at 10:04 and we had a continuation lower, this is where the overall trend of the market was more clear. So at this point I was looking for shorts, but I was looking for a nice pullback, maybe to 50% of this down move. I wanted a retracement of that size. That would have been around 69.02 at the point where the low of this candle at 10.16 was made. We did not get a move up or any really strong retracement. This was a very strong trend, and because of that, there was no trade for me to take, because I look for a discount. And maybe if we had our retracement back to VWAP, maybe a move a bit above VWAP, I would have taken a trade, but since this move down was so strong, there really was no retracement to get in for me, and because of that, I did not take any trades. Now, maybe you could argue that I could have taken a trade at 10:01, or maybe even like 10:02, 10:03 once we had this VWAP rejection, because at this point there were 3 reasons to get in a short trade at around 10:02, 10:03, because we had a rejection here at this area of resistance. We had a break below VWAP, a bearish retest of VWAP, and we had a break of the 5-minute opening range to the downside, a bearish break. That would have been 3 reasons to get in a trade, but I was really looking for a discount, and since we didn't get that, well, no trade. Now, if you're a momentum trader and that is your strategy, then today would have been fantastic for you. But I'm just going to stick to my process and what has worked so far, fingers crossed, and that is buying on retracements. Of course, that doesn't always work, because there are some days when you do get very strong moves in one direction. Oftentimes there is a bigger correction, but that's just not always the case. It sucks to miss out on profit. However, sticking to a profitable strategy and a strategy that you're comfortable with is more important in the long term. I do want to discuss a potential setup on NQ. For some reason, I was looking at NQ today. I'm just going to pull up the chart for MNQ. It doesn't really matter. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you know I don't really look at NQ. There's not really a reason why, I suppose. I'm just more used to trading ES. But NQ actually had a really nice setup, because we had this bearish break below the 5-minute opening range, a bullish move up, and notice how we had a really good retracement on NQ as opposed to ES. We had a retracement to this golden pocket on fib, and this coincided with a VWAP. And also notice how this move below VWAP is much stronger than the move below VWAP on ES. So if I were looking at NQ, I would have taken a short here at 9:51 a.m. Eastern time. That would have been a great trade. Or even if you missed that entry, if you traded NQ, you could have gotten in at maybe 10:21. Is a bit above the 50% area, the golden pocket for fib, but this still would have been a great trade. I'm not necessarily looking to trade NQ right away, but it is good to have more than one instrument to look at in case one looks clearer than the other, or one has a better setup. And I think that's especially important if you're like me and you only take 1 or 2 trades a day, or you only take a handful of trades. Maybe if you're a scalper, it doesn't really matter, but if you're looking for a specific setup, it might be better to look at multiple instruments at once. Maybe I'll start paper trading on NQ. I'm not looking to add that to my trades on my funded accounts right now, but I think this is something, NQ is good to trade on. It has really good moves for sure, even if it's a little volatile. But I've traded gold though, so I'm not exactly a stranger to volatility. Alright, that's all I wanted to mention for today. If you have any comments or suggestions, anything you want to let me know, please hit me up in the comment section. I will answer any and all comments. Otherwise, I hope you have had a great trading day so far, and I will see you and talk to you all tomorrow. Bye.